my god. Can you hear my cat pawing at my door?
No, no, I could not. I
Okay, good.
cannot hear your cat.
She's so silly. She gets fed at 12:30, so she's very sad that I'm not hanging out with her, but I have other roommates, so she's not like alone. She's just needy. Classic cat
No,
behavior.
it's
I get
literally
her.
classic. No, our cat is literally the same. Like exactly the same. It's so funny. Um all right, I'm gonna play some tracks while the shit is going. Oh, we've already got like a billion people tuned in, so I think we should just go for it, honestly.
Oh, hell yeah. Whoa.
Yeah, there's literally
Slay.
17 billion people that just showed up, so I'm gonna
Shout out
go
to
for it.
17 billion people.
17 billion people, literally the entire population of Earth just popped in.
Mhm.
So we're just gonna go for it. Okay.
Woot woot.
Um Hello. Hello everybody. Welcome to another episode of Local Cinema. It is your hostess with the mostest, Teresa Sweetheart, and in the studio with us, we have the one, the only okay, and this is my first question to you is how the fuck do you pronounce your name?
It's Saoirse,
Saoirse.
or Saoirse if you're Saoirse Ronan, but Saoirse, yes.
Saoirse Dream in the house with us today. Local Portland pop
Hi.
star, webcage member, all this stuff, all these various accolades.
True.
So I wanted to start off with some hard hitting journalism, as we are known for on this local
Naturally.
cinema channel. I'm gonna put my hard hitting journalism glasses on for this one.
Hmm.
And I've got some notes here that I've prepared. And so what I want to do is I want to read some of your lyrics back to you, because as you know, when you signed up for this, this is a Christian channel. The C in cinema actually stands for Christian. So
Oh yeah, I love Christ.
I just wanted to read some of these lyrics back to you, and just kind of
Perfect.
really get off to a good start. So, okay, so for that song, Catherine Never Broke Again, it starts off like this. Still wear my mask out, because I'm such a faggot. Get government funding, and I shouldn't have it. Roll up to self checkout, and I pull a fast one. Ring my prosciutto up as bananas. Is this you encouraging your impressionable young listeners to break the law?
Yes.
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 No.
Yes, I think everyone should be breaking the law more. Listen, okay, is stealing at self-checkout really a crime? Because
No.
if they don't catch you, it's not a crime.
Right. No.
Then you just got something for free. Like, there's no record of that ever happening. They're
Mm-hmm.
not gonna miss they're not gonna miss the prosciutto that I took.
No,
Um,
as somebody who works in a grocery store, I can confirm nobody will care.
yeah. That line is based on something that really did happen, but I had to make it sound more effective because ringing stuff up as bananas works better when it's like produce or something
Right.
heavy. Prosciutto, famously pretty thin cuts of
No.
meat at a pretty high price. So when I rang it up as bananas, it was like 1 cent. And the fucking self-checkout machine started flashing, and I was like, ah, fuck, I'm done. My empire is crumbling. But
mm.
like the self-checkout attendant just like came over and like just swiped it away. And I was like, let's fucking go.
No, that's the thing. That's the thing. It's all about ringing up the PS5 as bananas. That's what we gotta really do. Um,
See, that would work. I think it wouldn't like automatically be like, this is too light to be a banana.
but you could just say it was several bananas, and then they would, you know what I mean? If the machine would actually have no idea. Um, But I
Oh
wanna.
no, I found this empty PS5 box in the back, and I just put a bunch of bananas in it.
um, in all seriousness though, I do wanna fangirl for just a little bit here. That's the second. So we start off with the little trolling, and then we move into just sheer, just straight slobbering. Um, you're really good at music. How did you get so
Thank
good?
you.
How did this all happen?
Oh, that's a big one. How did this all happen? Okay, well, I mean, I can lore drop a little.
Yeah, no.
Also, I've been flashing this. Sorry, I've been mildly, not like really distracted, but mildly distracted by this Among Us I found on my desk, which was left here a long time ago by my partner, and it just sort of floats around, my desk. But that is neither here nor there.
Absolutely
Um,
beautiful.
yeah.
Amazing.
Wow. Okay. So, I mean, I started like there's like the pre music making stuff of like, oh, like my dad like left me his guitar, and
Mhm.
like I played around in garage band and made silly noises, but more than that, when I was 13, I was really really into EDM, I was really into Monster Cat. I was a Monster Cat fan.
Mm.
um like I was on the Monster Cat subreddit, and also was on the Monster Kitten subreddit,
Damn, what
and
is
then was
that?
on Phew. Okay, so the Monster Cat subreddit, in 2013, 2014, had a big problem where like it was supposed to be discussion for this one label and community, but
Right.
like people were posting their own tracks because like it was kind of a smaller community, like everyone knew each other.
Mhm.
So people were like posting their music, and like obviously it's all of these tweens and their music sucks. So the mods who were like a little bit older were like, your music fucking sucks. Fuck
Damn.
you. You can't post this here. So the fans made a separate subreddit called the Monster Kittens,
Ooh.
which yeah, which was for like the Monster Cat community, people like posting their own songs and like getting feedback.
Hmm.
And then that kind of and then that kind of imploded and turned into a subreddit that I used to moderate, that I don't even something production. I don't remember the name of it. This was a while ago, but a subreddit I used to moderate, like administrate, um, way back when. Um, and like I don't know, that was like I was into Monster Cat, so I asked my mom for Logic Pro because we
Nice.
had Apple computers, and I wanted to like
Nice.
start making electronic tunes, and then I did that for a while. I mean, like that was like my first music making experience, and then I think I got kind of worn out on that when I was like 16, and then I started a shoegaze band,
Nice.
and like then eventually joined like some local bands, and then COVID hit, and I was like, well, shit. And I'd already been getting back into electronic music, and like,
Mhm.
2019, that was like 100 gex. So it was kind of the perfect
Mhm.
storm, perfect storm to revisit my roots. And I reconnected with a lot of folks that I had known back in the EDM days, namely Cannibaliss, Sean.
Mm.
We used to make a lot of electronic music together. There's some old songs between us that are loose on SoundCloud.
Mm.
um but yeah, I mean that's like the through line, like I just
Right.
kind of I did two I did two music scenes kind of separately from each other, and they didn't like, I don't know, my prior experience in electronic music didn't really inform my involvement in like the indie scene at all, because I just kind of started square one. Literally,
Mm.
I'm yapping, but literally, my my friend Fern, uh like before we just really knew each other, like she knew that I made electronic music
Mm.
and was like, "Oh, you make EDM? Like, do you know how to play the keyboard?" And I didn't, but I had one
Mm.
and I kind of played around on it, but I was like not a keyboardist.
Right.
And she was like, "Do you want to like be in my band and play keyboards?" And I said yes because I was 17 and
Oh,
I wanted to be in a band
excellent.
so bad. And that's how I learned to play the keyboard, which I've since kind of forgotten. Um, but like I don't know. Yeah.
So yeah, so the
That's the
journey,
story.
right. So you were into Monster Cat, and then you became a subreddit moderator, and then your mom hooked it up with the Logic Pro, and the rest was history, right?
Essentially, yeah.
Is the shoegaze band the, because in Catherine Never Broke Again, there's the line, the little band in Oregon State, where is that the shoegaze band?
No, so that band is a hypothetical future band because like I don't know. I ideally I wanna get back into just like playing live in other people's bands while I work
Mm.
on my own stuff. Um, because I've been like a whoa, wait, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, oh, weird. Okay, wait, I'm good. Cool. My audio
Yeah.
was just weird for a second. Yeah, more of a hypothetical band because I used to play, you know, like bass and guitar and keyboard in other people's bands. Like most recently, I played bass for a while in the band Shaylee in Portland, which was really fun.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
when
Yeah.
I got too busy for it. So it's like a hypothetical future band. You know, this other band, the shoegaze band, is now inactive.
Mm.
But yeah, no, there's like kind of a there there's a whole bunch of older Catherine Egbert projects like pre Saoirse Dream that are all just sort of they're not like it never really officially ended, but
Right.
no one's really doing anything, and we all kind of moved on to our other stuff.
Right. So it is a lot of like, is a lot of the guitar work and sort of like the more rock sounds that are in your music, are those like samples, or do you like play the drums and the guitar all like yourself?
So I can play the drums a little bit. That was actually so in school band I played percussion.
Hell yes.
Um, yeah, and then like eventually I was such a fucking nerd. I took AP Music Theory. Which might tell you something about my music. But but yeah, the drums like I think it's easier for me to sequence them like a rock song because I know how someone would be like playing them. You know,
Mm-hmm.
I try to make it realistic because eventually I want to translate it to like having a drummer.
Right.
I think that'd be really fun and you know, I play guitar.
Hell
I
yes.
play a little guitar.
Hell yes.
This is my baby. No name, but yeah, my beautiful,
No, she is
pristine Fender
beautiful.
Jazzmaster.
Excellent.
Um,
Ooh.
yeah, I also have a bass and like some other smaller instruments laying around, but I
Mm.
don't really record bass as much anymore because I don't know how to play it very well. Like
Mm.
I can play it, but I don't have like the technique down.
Right.
Um, like for recording.
Mm.
So I just kind of I use synth basses, but it's about taking the like the rock sensibilities of like how you like structure your songs and write parts but then translating that to like using all of these electronic instruments and I think that's been really fun like and it's been a nice workflow for me.
Mm. So you don't do a lot of like sampling, just sort of like the instrumentals of like rock tracks or anything like that.
No, I mean occasionally I've done that a couple times like for little drum breaks, but
Mm.
that's been in more electronic stuff. But yeah, no, I kind of build it from the ground up.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
No, that's excellent. Cause yeah, no, I was gonna say like what, cause obviously like, well, there's that. I guess that's a thing. So is like that song, the Undertoad, is that more of an anomaly in your production in the sense that there's like a lot more sampling in that, or like are you sort of
Mm.
constantly doing like that kind of thing, just sort of taking things from all these different places and like recontextualizing and resampling things and kind of just,
I think,
blowing it up.
yeah. I that's a good question. I definitely do a lot of that. And I mean, it's something that I picked up like making electronic music and like learning how to do my own mashups, you know? Like I have a ska edit of 22 by Taylor Swift
Oh,
somewhere on an
you've
old hard
got to
drive.
post that. You have to.
I know, I need to find it. I need to find it.
Oh my goodness.
um But yeah, like I learned how to make little mashups forever ago because I thought it was super fun, and then like learning music theory. I don't think anyone needs to just so we're all clear. I don't think anyone needs to learn music theory. I don't think it's necessary. It does make it easier to hear two songs and then at different times and then think, I think these could go together because of this, this, and this,
Oh
you know,
yeah.
like because of these chord patterns or because like they're in a similar key, you know, or something like that, you know, like or if I transpose it, it'll sound really good. But not that that's something you can't develop without knowing any music theory. I mean, like Jane Remover, as far as I'm aware, is not like musically
Mm,
trained, but is like a fucking mashup genius.
right. Well, because you can like
But
develop
yeah, I
hearing
mean,
by
it's
ear
like
and stuff.
yeah, it's like from years of practice and just like observance, I think is the most important part. But
Yeah.
I do a lot of stuff like that. I think I don't incorporate it in my music as much anymore, but I'm trying to. Like usually I'm taking more so like I use like sound font instruments from like I use a lot of the Earthbound sound fonts in my
Mm,
music. And like the Donkey Kong Country sound fonts, and like a bunch of
yeah.
Undertale sound effects all the time. But
Yeah.
um but no, making electronic music, I'm just like I have to fit as much shit in here as I can. The Undertoad was so fun to make because I've
Yeah.
always really liked making garage and like or sorry, garage
Garage. No,
as they
I was
say
gonna
in
correct
the
you. I was
aisles.
gonna correct you.
Yeah, yeah. I'm so hey, my heart goes out to all the British people who are affected by my comments. Um um yeah, I don't know. I used to make like are you familiar with Direct?
No.
No. Okay, artist who has worked with Monster Cat for a long time, who's super cool. Shout out Direct. I use his sample pack literally all the time. Also made the software Mini Meters,
Hmm.
which rules. But yeah, I was really into Direct at a young age, and I got really into like very very chill, moody, down tempo like UKG,
Yeah.
um, and like I don't know. I've been trying to incorporate those sensibilities into my music more, and I have been lately, and it's so much fun, you know. But it's like not a style I think people consider for like a Daria core track.
Yeah.
And I think people we need to broaden our horizons, you know. I think lately people have been branching out more, like particularly like Zave and Steege have really been like
Mm.
uh on their shit, like incorporating different genres and really just like breaking boundaries, you know. It's not just like everyone's making future bass anymore. I
Right.
don't know. But that's just that's my ramblings.
No, I mean, I think I that kind of segues into another question I wanted to ask you, which is like when, like what does the term hyperpop mean to you? And like, because I think your music more than even someone like underscores. I'm gonna say it. This is my hot take. I think you fit more squarely into the label of hyperpop than I think underscores does. That's
I
kind
think
of
I
my
agree with you.
hot take. Oh, okay. You agree with
Mhm.
me. Why?
Yeah, I see it. I've been coming around on the term hyperpop because I think everyone understands it in a different way, and I think it's
Mhm.
best used as like an explanation of unless you're talking about like core genre pieces or using it as like one of multiple genre tags.
Mhm.
Um, like it's best used to define a community and like multiple communities that came together at a very specific time between
Right.
2018 and 2022. um that like 4 year stretch. There were so many fucking people working together. You had like Dylan Brady and Zootsie on
Right.
the same song,
Yeah.
which is like so random but so awesome. But I think my music is definitely hyperpop in the sense that like it is. I write pop music. I like a catchy hook. I'm always
Mhm.
thinking about like I'm very intentional about my song structures, and I think like I'm never precious about them. Like sometimes I'll make a
Right.
whole song and I'm like, this doesn't really work, and I'll just like take, I'll just chop a full section of it and move it somewhere else, and I'm like, yeah, this is more catchy.
Mhm.
Um, so I don't know. I think I definitely have like pop sensibilities with how I make my rock music.
Oh
Like it
yeah.
doesn't need to be like so from the heart and genuine, but it's also it's very hyper. Um
Well,
like it's kind of like
it has a lot of weird electronic bullshit in it. Is the way that I
yeah,
would say it.
yes.
It's got a lot of it's because I think that's kind of what because the way that I've understood hyperpop being used is there's kind of two things that it means. Is it's either like referring to music that like kind of doesn't cleanly fit into any particular genre but is like very clearly pop music of some kind, and then there's people who use it to like refer to like rapper like this sort of like weird kind of like rapping that's like very inspired by 100 gex but doesn't really like do like the weird ska stuff that 100 gex does. Like I think there's like a huge genre bending component to it, and I think your music fits very nicely into I think your music is very genre bendy, and like the way that you play with samples and all that stuff. um I don't know. I think it's great, and it's relatable too because you're not a trust fund kid, right? No, that's the
No.
thing. This is what I
No.
wanted to expose, right? Which is that Catherine, despite the song, Catherine is still broke.
I am still broke. I'm so broke. That song is a manifestation, a mantra for my future that I have not yet seen. But yeah, no, I think that's something that made me feel alienated from like both the I don't know, something that made me feel alienated from the rock scenes is that I was really really interested in pop music, and I
Mm-hmm.
like pop sensibilities, and I like writing whatever kind of music, thinking about all of the elements of it in a pop way. But like getting into the pop sphere, it's like, oh, there's a lot more money
Oh
here,
yeah.
you know? Like even the DIY feels really there's money in it, and
Mm-hmm.
that is a weird feeling for me because I don't particularly come from money, and there are
Right.
all of these artists that I really love who like have never worked a day job. And I mean,
Yeah.
it's not like I'm one to talk, it's not like I'm like grueling at a 9 to 5 right now. I'm getting sweet sweet paychecks because my job shut down without enough notice
Oh, that's
in
sick.
October.
That's lit as
Yeah,
hell.
so I know it fucking rules. But it is like, I don't know, it is alienating, and I think like it's difficult for me sometimes to accept that like this is just a disparity that is going to exist in these kinds of
Mm-hmm.
spheres. Like whether or not like it can be changed, it just like it is something that is happening right now, and rather than feel bitter about it, I just need to like, I don't know, just need to work with it and against it, and like
Right.
um yeah, yeah, that's a good
No,
question.
I mean I
I
think
don't know.
I was talking to Flash Memories about this a couple weeks ago, and sort of like the
Yeah.
disparity between like how I mean, I guess we were talking more broadly about like Europe and like why Europe has electronic music scenes and the US kind of like it's a lot harder for scenes to develop in the US because like the infrastructure that we have is just like so much more shit. Um
Yeah.
and like also
Yeah.
talking about like how just because you have privilege that doesn't immediately mean that you're like a bad person, but it does like
Yeah.
it can absolutely like put you in situations where you can act in a way where you're not aware of like the consequences or like the way that your actions might make like people feel. And I think I definitely share sort of that feeling of like alienation from like the pop scene and like electronic music scene. And I like think about that with like touring a lot. And like because I flew out to LA recently, like in back in October,
Hmm.
and even that whole moment was like such a huge expense. And it's like I'm not gonna be able to do this again for like a while. And I was making even less money
Yeah.
then because I was only working like 3 days a week. Now I work four. But it's like it's 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 like riding the line of like working as little as possible so that you can spend as much time doing things that aren't working is like it's such a hard like line to walk. And I don't know, that's why I really like your music, because like it is hyper pop, but it's like hyper pop for the brokies, and I respect that because it's relatable, because I don't I don't relate to like, a lot of these people like, or I mean, it sucks because like I do,
Yeah.
like I like their music, like I love like AG Cook's music, and but I have nothing in common with that life, you know?
Yeah, I love Charlie XCX so much. One of
Oh
my favorite artists
yeah.
ever. One of my dreams is to produce for Charlie XCX. I don't know how or when that would ever
Oh
happen,
my
but I'm still
god.
dreaming it. But
No,
like
that's my dream too.
my
Now that you
life
said
is
that.
so I can't even like conceptualize what Charlie XCX is up to on a daily basis, you know. But I love that for her. I
Mm-hmm.
think whatever she's doing, love her, love her music, just like get it, girl, go have fun.
Mm-hmm.
Um but yeah, I don't know, part of like I think that was like part of my shift back into rock music, because I found myself like I guess it was more because I don't know. I live in Portland, Oregon,
Right.
which is a very rock city, and
Yeah.
it was kind of difficult to get to pop spaces, like physically and financially, because like I don't know, I just like don't have the money to be going to like New York or LA all the time,
Mm-hmm.
um which like I could, but I also like don't want to. I don't know, it's like if I were able to make enough money to do that, I would have to be working so much that I wouldn't be able to I wouldn't be able to put time, or the time that I want to put into my music,
Mm-hmm.
um and delicate balance, so I've just kind of settled for like fuck it, I can do like one or two cool music trips a year, and like hopefully I've been trying to make touring happen for a couple of years, and like maybe 2024 is the year. I've
Mm.
got some potential shows in other cities, that are still kind of being organized, but
Ooh.
yeah, I don't know. That was like part of my reinterest in rock music, I think, because I felt like I don't know. I think there was a time when I was like so broke and like looking for connection with that in music, and I started listening to a lot of Jeff Rosenstock and Bomb the Music Industry again. If you're familiar.
Mm-hmm. No, I am familiar with
So
both of
so
those.
fuck yeah. Um, one of my favorite artists, huge inspiration, Jeff Rosenstock. But yeah, I think that like reminded me of my roots a little bit, because I mean I used to be in the DIY scene in like the Bay Area, California, and
Mm.
then I was active here a little bit, and I want to get more active. Like I really want to like start going to shows more,
Mm.
and playing more shows, and just like I want to be a local act, like I really want to be
Yeah.
involved in that way, in a way that might even be kind of like not fully unrelated, but not like I want to be on lineups because time for my cat to get fed. I think someone else is gonna feed her. Um, I think like I want to be on lineups, not because I'm like, oh, it's Saoirse Dream, she's gonna get a big crowd, but more so like, oh, it's Saoirse Dream, she's local, like people know her. Um,
Mm.
like I want to connect with Portland.
Yeah, no,
Portland, I love you.
I absolutely feel the same way, and I it's something that like in the pursuit of my own music has actually been kind of really devastating is sort of this feeling
Mm.
of like not really being able to like permeate into like the local community. I mean, I definitely think that like, you know, what we've sort of built with like local cinema, it's definitely like amounting to something. But even just like
Mhm.
personally, like my music, I really don't feel like I fit into a lot of the spaces that I sort of found myself in, because like I don't really make like, yeah, harsh noise or like breakcore or like a lot of things. I
Yeah.
make things that I think could be put in those spaces and like juxtaposed with those scenes in interesting ways, but like nobody wants to have like a super gay like pop act open for their like really heavy breakcore set, or at least I haven't found the people that want to do that. If you know where those people are, you should hook me up. But
I wish I did. I'm trying to make those connections, and hopefully I'll be making more of those soon. I've been connecting with a lot of a lot more indie artists, like particularly exciting, excellent,
yeah,
emo chiptune Jasmine.
no,
Shout out
we
Jasmine,
love
she's so
Jasmine.
cool.
No, I want Jasmine to
Yeah,
come on the stream too. It's been but I like
yo,
completely fell out of contact with her. But I'm gonna hit her back up about doing an interview. But yeah,
hell yeah, hell
exciting,
yeah.
excellent is litty.
Yeah, no, her music is so fire. Yeah, it's tough making those local connections, you know? I feel like honestly, like that was part of the reason I was moving to Portland initially is to like I want to do solo music and like get involved in a bigger scene, you know,
Mm-hmm.
cuz I was living in Santa Cruz, California, and like it's not like a small city, but it's not a city where like it's a college town, so a lot of the bands exist for about 2 years and then
Mm-hmm.
they go to New York, LA, or they break up, you
Right.
know?
Yeah.
Or like, San Francisco or something. But like going to San Francisco is worse than breaking up.
Oh yeah. No, for
um
sure. For sure.
um but I mean I moved here. I like had plans to move here. Literally I decided to move to Portland March, like the beginning of March
Oh
2020.
damn.
And
Okay.
then COVID hit, and I was like, "Well, I'm already doing this." So I came up here, and I'm like, "I'm just gonna wait this shit out." And I ended up making more music online, which is like how I, became a part of the hyperpop canon, as
Right.
it were.
Yeah.
Um, but I got kind of lucky meeting people in local scenes because L Archer of Shaley kind of discovered who I was online, or at least like I don't know. I think was like put on by a friend, and then like found out I lived in Portland and was like, hey, we should hang out and talk music. And like I played bass in their band for a few months.
Mm.
And then from there I met local people, and that was kind of like, well, I didn't have to put myself out there as much, so as much as I did before, but I want to start putting myself out there again so I can meet people that like I wouldn't otherwise meet just through my current mutual connections, and then like really
Right.
like I'm trying to grow my roots in Portland.
Oh
Feels like a
yeah.
place I want to stay for a long time.
No, I feel very similarly because I'm also a transplant, not from California, but like I definitely think there's a lot of like I think there's a lot of space to build things in Portland in a way that's oh, you're frozen. You are completely frozen. Oh man. Oh no. Oh no, we lost Catherine. Oh no.
Lost me?
Okay, wait, no, you're back. Wait.
Oh,
Okay, now we don't have Okay, now we
wait.
have the video again. Okay, excellent. All right. Okay, here we're back.
Radical
We're back. We're back. We're
slay.
back. We're so back. We're so fucking
Slay.
back. Okay.
We're so fucking back.
Um okay, well on the topic of like internet connections and things like that. What is webcage and how did you find yourself involved in that?
Oh man. Okay, Webcage is quite the little tale. Yeah. So shout out to Form and All Nighter as a series of events. Which, are you familiar?
No.
I can explain for the
Yeah,
listeners. So
explain it all.
Yeah, Forum is an multimedia online community that hosts a lot of events for charity,
Mm.
and they're pretty big in like electronic circles, but like more like I don't know, not like your typical EDM fare, kind of like more indie electronic, but like underscores came up out
Mm-hmm.
of Form, like not just because of Form, but was a part of that community,
Right.
and like um so if that gives you an idea of like
Mm-hmm.
who's in those circles, Tor too,
Mm-hmm.
um and I had been familiar with their all nighter series, which essentially is 24-hour challenge where you make a song in 24 hours and
Ooh.
then submit it, and like about 30 something of them get accepted onto the compilation out of like hundreds of submissions, and all of the proceeds go to charity, which is super
Mm.
sick. And it's a really fun event, and there's like a stream that goes with it. But yeah, I had just this was in August of 2020, so I had just come back to the electronic scene, and I knew that my friend Sean, Can of Bliss, had been involved in prior all-nighters, and I was like, maybe I'll do this, like this would be a lot of fun. um and I just kind of like sat down with I didn't even have my mic at the time. I had like a little like Rock Band USB
Oh,
mic.
hell
um
yes.
yeah, so I like sat down with my DAW and my guitar, and I recorded this silly little song called "Wait Any Longer" in 7 hours, and it made it on the compilation, and that was really cool. And through that, I ended up meeting a couple other folks who had submitted or were accepted or both,
Mm-hmm.
um, namely Tor and Rift, and Nabita, and I already knew
Mm.
Sean, Can of Bliss. But all these people and like some folks whose music I'd already been listening to, like I don't know. Oh yeah, I also met two Oscar. Shit, there were a bunch of people. I mean, like the landscape of webpage was really different when it started, but
Right.
it kind of started as a joke on this live stream, because he was like playing a DJ set, and we were all watching it. And there used to be this little subset of Form folks, or Forum adjacent folks called Nice Crew, which is dead. I don't even need to go into that, because it's a whole fucking thing. Yeah, fuck Robin though.
Damn.
Fuck Robin.
Fuck
I want to
Robin.
let's kill that man. And I will say no more. But okay, so Webcage wasn't originally called Webcage, it was called Rice Crew, because we were like, what if we started our own Nice Crew? And
Mm.
instead we changed it, and it was just Rice Crew, and it was just random. And um Tor made that joke, and then made a Discord server and like added some people in it, and we're like, yeah, let's just like hang out in here and make music or whatever.
Mm.
And we like made our first couple songs, like Grinder and Nonsense, pretty quickly, and then like started working on other stuff, and eventually we're like, wow, this is actually starting to be kind of a serious project, and like people who were really committed, were getting more involved, and we were like really figuring out.
Up. Oh no. Oh no. Oh dear. Oh dear. Catherine is broke again. The webcam. Uh. Okay. Hold
Oh
on.
no, can you still hear me?
Now I can. Now I can hear you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is my webcam still froze?
No, your webcam is not frozen anymore. You're good. You're good now.
Radical. Where did I leave
So
off?
the last thing
um
I heard was the project. Some people were taking it more seriously and were able to contribute, and it became a
yeah,
bigger thing.
it became a bigger thing because as we took it more seriously, we were adding more folks to the roster, like just trying to get a bunch of different voices in there. It was during the heyday of like your hyperpop collectives, and I think that's
Mm-hmm.
what we were at first. But then, as those kind of like came and went, like some are still around. You've got your silly teams, you got your Nova gangs,
Mm-hmm.
I guess I don't even know if Silly Team's active anymore. Someone can correct me on that, but Nova Gang's definitely still active, you know. And it's like coming from this more like this was from the more like rap influence in the hyperpop circles
Right.
of like having collectives. Like it was kind of a thing in EDM, but it functioned differently.
Right.
And we were doing it with more of the like the rap ethos, I guess. But then that kind of developed because we were all like so many of us would work on a song at a given time. You know, it wasn't so much like, oh, you know, we're gonna like put a song on our page that's like produced by this one person and these other two people do vocals. It was more like we're gonna work on this song and like six people are doing vocals and like eight people are producing it, you know. And as we were making peer to peer, we were like, I guess we're a band, and we like really tightened up the lineup. And
Mm,
I don't know, it just kind of happened, you know. We
right.
ended up with a bunch of works in progress at a certain point in time after doing our first all nighter as a band, which is All Nighter 6, which is when the song oh my god, why am I forgetting the name of that song? Oh my god,
Damn.
what? Wait a minute,
Wow.
what the
So
fuck is that
big
song
you're
called?
so big you don't even remember your own tracks.
See, I wasn't on the song,
Oh,
but I
damn.
love it so much. Why am I forgetting it? This is so embarrassing. I'm literally on Spotify right now. Um, hello, 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 hello. Oh, Little Crush. Duh,
Okay.
Little Crush. Okay, so Little Crush was a labor of love between many a web cager. And I think that really solidified the idea because I was at the beginning of 2021. That really solidified the idea that like, wow, we are all working towards a common goal. You know, like there was no attempt to like, because before that we had done kind of like, oh, this is a webcage song and it is featuring all of these artists, and then separately it's like produced by all of these artists.
Mhm.
But there were so many people involved in that, and like the workflow was so non-linear that it was hard to really attribute any like specific section to any particular person,
Right.
you know, like wholeheartedly. So that's when we became a band, and now we're a
Mm.
band. We like made an album, and we have so much unreleased music that
Mm.
we are just kind of chipping away at, and like some songs that are just done that I mean hopefully people will get to hear soon, you know, as we get that promotional material sorted out. But yeah, it just sort of happened. I don't know, I in the making of peer to peer, like I think a couple of people noticed at the same time that we had a bunch of songs and that they would really work as an album. And I spent the better part of 2021 just like relentlessly DMing people, getting them to work on their songs and like organizing a bunch of shit. It was like me and Rift, Thomas Austin, and like Cody Daywaiter, like I don't know. I mean, like there are a bunch of other people involved in producing it, obviously, but like the big picture shit. Like
Right.
I was just like, hey guys, you all have such good songs. Like I was on you know a number of them,
Mhm.
but like I wasn't like the core vocalist or producer on the majority of them. I was just like, I love these songs. I want to hear them done. I need to hear them on Spotify. Like finish it, get that shit done, do that thing you said you do.
Well,
Like, what needs to be done? Why don't you like it? Like,
no, I
I would send
mean,
out like at least like 3 DMs a day, like every day from like February 2021 to like uh when the album came out, basically.
no,
Um,
somebody's gotta be the one who kicks everybody's asses and gets them to like do the shit. There, especially with I feel like a collective that big, there has to be people that are like kind of maybe even willing to take a little bit of a backseat towards the actual like music itself and just kind of like wrangle everybody. So no, I respect that. I respect that.
yeah.
Um.
Yeah, and I think oh sorry, you go
Oh
ahead.
no, go ahead.
Um I think that like sensibility in webcage kind of like I think more people adopted it over time, and now it's like any song that we have, it kind of used to be like this song is dictated by the people who are working on it, and then like maybe some people will give oversight, you know, like a lot of the time Cody Daywaiter he's a great big picture guy. Like
Mm-hmm.
bro's like my manager. Not like my bro's my manager. Like I just like sent him my songs like asking for like picture stuff, being like, okay, like what works about this, what doesn't, and
Mm-hmm.
like obviously a lot of the time since he is like a very trained musician and audio engineer, he'll give me really good advice and tips and like, oh, you should change this thing or this note, like but generally it's like, okay, how does this fit into the context of this project? And like how do these sections work together? Like how can we make this pop more? Like
Mm-hmm.
and that sort of energy, I think I don't know. I think we all kind of learned that from Cody, or at least like he was a big influence. And now we're all sort of like that in Webcage, where like there are songs that I've done nothing on, but I'll like message people being like, "Hey, you should do this thing on this song because I think it'd be fire." Just kind of like putting people together
Mm.
that already know each other, but just like making that extra connection. And
Right.
I think that's like made it feel really special. I don't know. I love everyone in Webcage. Like it's crazy to have a band of 25 people, but like I love all of them.
No, that is
I was like high last night and I sent out this heartfelt message being like, "Hey guys, I love you. What we're doing is so cool. Like I'm so committed to Webcage forever."
no.
Um yeah, that's my shit.
No, that's the thing. No, it is really cool because as someone who kind of like missed out on that whole like especially on like the sort of hyperpop collective thing, it really does sort of like mystify me, especially just like going on SoundCloud and like seeing 50 billion names, and it's just like, who are all these people and why do they all know each other? And like, I don't know, it's just been kind of very fascinating to like slowly put to slowly make all of these usernames like real people. um like, I don't know, it's just sort of something that like I've been sort of slowly combing through and kind of trying to like trace the history of. So thank you for adding to that history for
Yeah,
me.
of course.
We are at that 45-minute mark. Are you still good for
Oh,
time, or do you want to get going?
yeah, I can go. I can do like one more question.
Okay. Does anyone in
How's
the
that?
chat have a question? And let's get some viewer
Ooh.
interaction. There was some good remarks in the chat for a little
Chats or
bit.
remarks.
There were some good remarks. Nika Paprika said Brits were a mistake at one point, and that I thought was a good remark. Um,
Actual.
uh, Nebita said admitting to being a Reddit mod is the first step to recovery. I also thought that was a good
Yeah,
statement. Um,
true, true.
as a Brit, I can't disagree. um,
God.
but yeah, all right, going once, going twice, going three times. Okay, all right. Well, we'll just call it there. Thank you, Catherine,
Cool.
for coming on. And you've got
Yeah.
a couple of shows coming up, including one at my house in this wonderful
Yes, I
space
do.
behind me, where we will be streaming that whole show. So that'll be fun. And we've got a funny little like multi-camera setup. But yeah, so tell everybody when the
Oh,
shows
so
are.
cool. Yeah, so I've got here, let me pull up the flyer so I don't mix up info because there are some of the same artists on multiple lineups. Um so I got a show at on January 4th. This is in Portland, Oregon. So if you're from
Mm-hmm.
Portland, Oregon or nearby, you better come through. Show on January 4th at Mano Occulta,
Nice.
playing with Soror for their world tour, their US tour. Um and Solemn, the names of our friends, and X2, X5, X, Jade X. Uh, so it's, I don't know, 2025 Jade. But like a bunch of cool artists.
Yeah.
And I'm really stoked for that. I played Man on Culture a few times, sick venue. So yeah, that's January 4th. Come through, and then got another one on January 23rd.
Mm-hmm.
That just so happens to be a local cinema
Yes.
production.
Yes. No, it is.
Playing with so many cool folks. We got Soror again. We got underscore Zal, is it Zal
It's
X
Zal, I
Xal?
think.
Zal.
Yeah.
Cool, cool. We got Flower Girls. We got I'm letting Unseen Forces take the wheel.
Yeah.
So fire, so fire. Also shout out B Dynastic,
Mm-hmm.
member of Webcage and also founding member of I'm letting Unseen Forces take the wheel.
No,
Hell yeah, so excited to play with
it's
them.
gonna
And
be
then of
so
course Saoirse
rad.
Dream.
It's gonna be
It's gonna be
so
so
rad.
rad.
It's gonna be so rad. We're gonna have this
And yeah, that's on the
cyber grind
23rd.
band tear the fuck up of this basement. It's gonna be so sick. Tune in, because it will be streamed on this Twitch channel. So yeah, Catherine, thank you so much. Thank you so much for the viewers for
Yeah.
tuning in. You all are lovely. Mwah. And yeah, I will
Mwah, mwah.
see all of you again. Bye.
Bye.